I had a question come up that I wondered about people, and I thought that I would kind of ask it in this video. And I just wondered if people are able to really feel their feelings, or if they suppress their feelings more. So I thought I would ask that question of you guys, and please comment, let me know. Maybe by the end of the video, this will help you a little bit more to understand the why, or the answer to the question maybe will come up a little easier. But it just came to me. I was like, I wonder if people are not taught that it's okay to feel. And I was talking about this with a client a little bit earlier. We had a long discussion about feelings, of course, and how we were taught to basically suppress our feelings. And we weren't really heard as children, and how that really affected us and in our daily lives, and how just the suppression of feelings felt so, I don't know, it felt fine at the time, but it probably didn't feel so good, internally, about how we believed about ourselves and everything. So I thought we'd dive into that a little bit today. So I was just curious. I'm Samantha, if you're new here. I'm a therapist, and I'm creating a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And this is video 129 of 365. So thank you for listening. I appreciate all of you. And we were talking about how to feel. I just read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. It came out in 1999, I believe. I had read it a couple times over the last few years, but I just finished reading it today. Something told me to read it, and I kind of read through it, and that was an interesting read, of course, and it just helped solidify a few things for me. So one thing I really recommend for people to do is, because it's super, I've been doing so much research on how to help people actually transform versus just taking care of symptoms and like putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms, like calling it like we're learning coping skills. Well, I don't want to teach people coping skills anymore. I want to teach people how to actually like change at the root, because that's where change really occurs. And so there's all these treatment modalities, like I do EMDR therapy. And so, I've had some profound changes physically in a couple of clients recently from with their illnesses changing through just letting go of limiting beliefs. And a lot of those limiting beliefs are, I'm not good enough, and I'm bad. I always get blamed. I'm always to blame. I'm always responsible, things like that. Those are like negative core beliefs that a lot of us have, that we're just like, they're kind of hidden in us a little bit. They're kind of unconscious. So the power of now encourages us to be very present in the here and now, and be present in your body. I feel like I've always said this in sessions too. I've been like, I think we're out of our body. Like, I think we're out of our body right now. So let's come back into the body and really feel. And I think that we feel a feeling like somebody triggers us, something or someone triggers us. And then we feel it for just a split second. And then our brain goes, oh, I don't want to feel that. Let's start blaming them, or let's get angry at them. Let's focus on what they're doing or what's happening outside of us. And then we continue to suppress that actual feeling that the body is feeling inside. And then it just turns into, just a big pile of crap inside of us, so that we have to deal with in therapy later on. So I'm trying to keep people out of therapy, actually. Therapy is awesome. I think everybody should at least be in therapy for like 6 months of their life just to get an experience of it. I think it's great, but everybody's got their thing that works for them. But I think it's just something cool to do, to just see if there's anything, that you might not have thought of that you might want to work on or something. I don't know, just for fun, just for curiosity's sake. But we don't need it. We can just decide to change. But for the people that are having trouble deciding to change, EMDR is awesome. But it's really just getting underneath the feelings, like actually feeling the feeling, allowing it to come up in the body, and like acknowledging, like, I am feeling frustrated. Where am I feeling it? And just, I'm feeling it in my stomach. Okay. And it's weird because as soon as you actually acknowledge it, you can actually feel it moving out of the body. And when I do EMDR with people, they actually say that. They're like, I felt it move from my stomach to my chest, and then it went into my head, and then now I can't feel it anymore. And so you don't need EMDR to do this. You could just feel it, acknowledge it, and you can even say something like, I am, like you're an alchemist and you're transmuting this energy into gold. Just say, every feeling I feel, I'm transmuting it and transforming it into gold. You just say it like that. Because everything you say, you're hearing it. So just say things like that to yourself. Why not? Everything I transmute turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to gold. Just start speaking like that to yourself and see what happens. See what happens internally. So yeah, feeling the feeling, and then like acknowledging like what beliefs am I identifying with? Like, what are the things that I am so convicted about that I might be able to change? Because sometimes we have these beliefs that are not working for us, but we're so, I'll say, addicted to them. Like I always say, like we are addicted to the thought patterns that we've always had because we were programmed in the past, in childhood. That's when it begins, of course. And then we just stay on that track and we forget that, oh yeah, I'm an adult now. Like I don't have to think like that anymore, but it's so ingrained. And then you got to be honest with yourself too. There's a couple things that popped up in that book. There's so many things. I'll get into some of those later, but one of them was like, like, why am I identifying with my pain? Like, what am I getting out of identifying with this pain and keeping it around? And I always say to all my clients and anybody who will listen, I'll say like, when are you going to choose to let go of your pain? Is it going to be now or is it going to be 20 years from now? You get to choose. And you get to choose when you let yourself out of that prison that's in your mind. And a lot of people do not want to give it up. They don't believe that they can just give it up, that they can actually just let go of those thoughts. And it's only because they're so programmed in. And then we forget that we are spiritual beings just having this experience. And so any definition, any meaning that you give things is what you will experience. So just keep that in mind, that this is all a game. If you look at it like that, this is a movie. You're giving yourself a script. You're giving everybody else around you a script, and your beliefs are underlying everything. Watch how you speak to yourself. That was really big today in sessions. I had to call people out on the way that they would just say something like, yeah, and then I said I was so stupid or something like that. And then they just went on in conversation. I'm like, wait. We got to go back to that real quick. Like when you actually truly start feeling at peace within yourself, you will never ever say, even jokingly, that you're stupid or that was so stupid that you did that. Like everybody's so hard on themselves. And that was one message I wanted to get out on YouTube was like, quit being so hard on yourself. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't deserve it. Be easy on yourself. Be gentle. Say like every moment I'm getting better and better at this. Even if you don't believe it right now, just start saying, I'm getting better every moment. Because, and remember, there is no there, as they say. There's no there. When I get this degree, I will be happy. When I get this husband, I will be happy. When I buy a house someday, I will be happy. When I get to go to Hawaii, I will be happy. Yeah, you'll be happy for a little while, but you take your whole being with you. You take your whole self with you. You take your inner self with you. And you've got to create that peace from within, because you'll only have those things for a little while and you'll start feeling your old self again. So it's about remembering that you can create inner peace right now, no matter what you're doing. And I think it's the best goal to have, is to have inner peace and never rely on anything external. Everything external from us will pass away. It always passes away. Everything does. Nothing is permanent, except, I believe, inner peace and love is permanent. But we think it's so fleeting because we're programmed to believe the exact opposite of that the other shoe is going to drop or whatever. And we expect the worst. What would happen if you started to expect the best for your business, for your marriage, for yourself in general? What would happen if you just started expecting the best instead of what you've always expected? And a lot of people are scared to do that. They're like, well, what if I get disappointed? And it's like, you don't even have to worry about all that. You get disappointed because you're expecting to get disappointed. So then you disappoint yourself. It's all in how we define everything. Watch your definitions. Watch what's hidden underneath what you're saying. think about it. How do you feel about yourself? This is turning into, after all these videos, I love to talk about how do you feel about yourself? How do you see yourself? Because that is the core of everything, is self. How do you feel about yourself? What do you say to yourself? How do you see yourself in the world? Like, who do you think you are? And who do you want to become? And then you identify with that new self and you start saying, well, what would they feel about themselves? And again, I go back to myself. I've had tons of times in my life when I didn't feel good enough, where I felt misunderstood, all these things. And I was like, I'm never going to start YouTube if I keep judging myself. Like, I'm never going to start. And then my voice is never going to be out there to help somebody. Each video I put out, I'm like, if one person gets anything out of it, it just makes my day. It's so cool because I had to overcome so much to even get right where I'm at right now. I had to overcome so much that I haven't even talked about. Maybe I will someday. But it is so much that for me to even turn a camera on in general, to record a video, let alone post it publicly, like it's amazing. And so you can do that too. You can overcome any of your past thoughts, and it doesn't have to take forever. This is like everything I talk about, it's kind of like a shortcut to get you there. So you're feeling better. And it's not about having a shortcut so you're not enjoying your life, like the experience of all these obstacles that you go through and the challenges. Like, I think it's great to go through those things because they shape and mold you into who you're becoming. But I don't like to see people suffer unnecessarily. I think that's what my angle is. It's like I see too many people suffering, like they're unconscious. They don't know that they can actually shift some things and like feel like a million times better, and also attract so many things into their lives and align with these things that they just don't even know. Don't even know it. So I love passing this stuff along. So, well, let me know how you guys are doing below. Let me know what limiting beliefs you might be willing to share that you need to work on, or challenges you've come across. And keep practicing, keep talking to yourself really nicely. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. So there's nothing more important than you. So thank you for watching, and smeesh and smash and meesh and mash the like button, Damon Darling style. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.